Hello everyone, welcome to TTV News with some latest events in the Ninh province. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, the Politburo have a national conference in Hanoi on June 30 to review the fight against corruption and negative phenomena during 2022 and identify orientations for the work in the time ahead.
The hybrid event saw the presence of Party General Secretary Nguyễn Trọng, head of the Central Steering Committee for Corruption and Negative Phenomena Prevention and Control, President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, along with the key officials of the central agencies and 63 localities. Reporting on 10 years fight, Mr. Phan Đình Trạc, Chairman of the Party Central Committee Commission for Internal Affairs and standing Vice Chairman of the Central Steering Committee, said during the period, more than 2,700 party organizations and nearly 168,000 members have been disciplined, including 7,390 members punished for corruption or linguist corruption. Along time, the Party Central Committee, Police Bureau, Secretariat and Inspection Committee have issued disciplinary measures against over 170 officials under the Party Central Committee's management. And through inspection and auditing, the relevant agencies have proposed nearly 44,700 collectives and individuals with wrongdoings be dealt with along with over 975 trillion Vietnam dong, about 41 billion US dollar, and nearly 76,000 hectares of land be recovered and transfer about 1,200 cases showing signs of crime to investigation agencies. Besides, prosecution authorities have launched the investigation into 19,500 cases with about 33,868 suspects and prosecuted with 33,037 suspects for corruption, position abuse, and economic-related charges. Meanwhile, the corrupt assets recovery has been improved much as civil judgment enforcement bodies have regained about 61 trillion Vietnam dong, equivalent to 34.7%. In particular, nearly 50 trillion Vietnam dong, equivalent to about 41.3% worth of corrupt assets in the case as suspects. Nearly 50 trillion Vietnam dong, equivalent to about 41.3% worth of corrupt assets in the case as subjects to the Central Steering Committee's supervision has been recovered. At the conference, participants said the fight against the carried out drastically, comprehensively, and methodologically with very strong political results, resulting in considerable outcomes and winning people's support. The achievements so far have proved that the party and the state's objectives, viewpoints, policies, and solutions on the fight, especially the establishment of the Central Steering Committee led by the party's General Secretary, are completely right and timely and much demand in the reality. It is crucial to promptly turn party and state policies regarding overseas Vietnamese affairs into practical actions to ensure their efficiency, stated Foreign Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn at a conference on June the 29th to popularize and implement the Politburo conclusion on the work. Foreign Minister Sơn underlined that the overseas Vietnamese affairs have received great attention from the party and the state as an important part of the policies to build and reinforce the national-French solidarity bloc. The party and state hope and encourage and create unfavorable conditions for overseas Vietnamese to promote their national pride and maintain the national cultural identity and traditions, promoting solidarity, mutual friendship, and engaging in national development and defense. The minister highlighted the major contents of the Politburo conclusions, stressing that it continues to affirm the policy of encouraging and creating optimal conditions for Vietnamese community abroad to make positive contribution to the national construction and defense. He pointed to the need to continue raising Vietnamese people inside the country and overseas Vietnamese communities full and prosper awareness of the party and the state policies, standpoints and orientation regarding Vietnamese community abroad in the new period. At the same time, it is necessary to strengthen the coordination among the ministry, sectors and localities at all levels in effectively implementing the overseas Vietnamese policies. The Foreign Ministry hopes to receive support from all sectors, agencies and localities in realizing the conclusion. And the ministry also asked the Vietnamese representative agencies abroad to continue implementing the conclusion with practical plans, projects and programs while applying the conclusion in activities related to overseas Vietnamese affairs.
Turn to other news. The Management Board Logos Samat National Park organized professional training on fire prevention and fighting and rescue for teams that are involved in forest fire fighting in the commune surrounding the National Park Logos Samat.
The meeting approved the reports and proposal of the District People Council and 2 District People's Council committees. Reports and submission of the District People Committee, report of Vietnam Phalanx Front Committee and the People Procuracy, the People Court, District Civil Judgment Institution. At the question and answer sections, a delegate enthusiastically questioned 2 issues that were of interest of many delegates and voters: personal work and security and order situation in the district. Also at the meeting, the delegates voted unanimously to approve the draft resolution of the District People Council on approving the dissolution process of the Health Department under the People's Committee of Human Chau District, results of thematic monitoring the District People's Council in 2022 on the drug prevention and control, detoxification in the community, and management of the subjects for drug addicted. Turn to other news. On the morning of June the 30th of 2022, the then Plant Protection and Cultivation Sub-Department coordinated with the Syngenta company to organize a seminar on summer-autumn rice crops 2022. There are nearly 200 farmers specializing in rice cultivation in different regions, Chau, Trang Bang, and Bến Cầu district to attend. And this year's summer-autumn crop in Tây Ninh province has sold more than 46,000 hectares of rice, most of the rice area in the flowering stage, and it is a time when pests and disease often arise to damage the rice plant. And currently, in many rice growing areas, blast disease, leaf blight, powdery mildew damage variety with a fairly high density. In this seminar, rice farmers learned more experiences in farming and pest control in the field. And Professor Dr. Nguyễn Bảo Vệ, former Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture, Cần Thơ University, presented the things to pay attention to on rice at the stage of field flowering. Master Đinh Công Huỳnh, technical specialist of Syngenta company, disseminates pest control measures on the summer-autumn rice crop.
Turn to other news. The Management Board Logos Samat National Park organized professional training on fire prevention and fighting and rescue for teams that are involved in forest fire fighting in the commune surrounding the National Park Logos Samat.
At the training program, the team were taught basic knowledge about fire prevention and fighting by the Police Department of Fire Prevention and Rescue of the Ninh Province and instructed on the use of vehicles, fire prevention and fighting, the knowledge of rescue operation, and a number of skills and methods to rescue, first aid for the victims in possible cases. After learning theory, the trainers can directly practice the basic fire prevention and control and rescue skills. And at the end of the training program, the trainees participated in conducting the inspection of professional training in the fire prevention and rescue for the forest fire prevention and fighting teams at the grassroots level. At the passing test, the trainees will be granted a certificate of fire prevention and fighting and rescue. It is known that the unit currently manages over 30,000 hectares of forest located in the territory of 6 communes of Tân Bình district, the Ninh province. And since the beginning of the dry season, forest fires have occurred, causing damage to the forest resources.
The audience in the first 6 months of 2022, the functional forces tightened the whole borderline to prevent the COVID-19 epidemic, so the smuggling situation decreased significantly compared to the previous year in terms of the number of cases.
However, by means of methods and drugs, the subjects have divided goods transport along cross-border trails, high buyers and duty-free shops and exported to Cambodia and tried to smuggle them out into Vietnam, illegally hiding and transporting of goods across the border. In addition, some businesses take advantage of preferential policies on investment and great favorable conditions in import and export activities, taking advantage of classification of declarations according to risk management criteria. The smuggling situation has decreased compared to the first 6 months of 2021 due to the prolonged post-COVID-19 situation. It decreased more, and however, the situation is still very complicated. Specifically, in the first 6 months of the year, the non-customs department detected about 187 violations, of which the value was over 11 billion Vietnam dong, With such a situation, the implementation work is carried out by the Vietnam Customs Department with all the guiding documents of the government, the Provincial People's Committee in the steering number 389. At the same time, develop the plan number 6 to deploy assigned tasks and assign the targets to units under the department to carry out anti-smuggling work. The fact shows that the area of custom operation is wide. There is a shortage of civil servants engaged in anti-smuggling work, especially in the border areas of Mộc Bài, Sa Mạc, Tân Nam, Ca Tum, and Phước Tân. Smuggling and illegal transportation of goods across the border are complicated throughout the border, especially in the area of trails, openings, and both sides of the border gate, with a flow to imported and exported of goods and vehicles. The relatively large number of border crossing exists are favorable conditions for those who take advantage of them to commit acts of violating custom laws. Along with Sa Mạc International Border Gate, the Mộc Bài International Border Gate is a busy and bustling goods trade area between Vietnam and Cambodia, so it has become a place chosen by the subjects to carry out smuggling and illegally transportation activities. Illegal goods crossing the border has caused certain difficulties in the performance of tasks. Overcoming all difficulties in the first 6 months of 2022, Mộc Bài International Border Gate Customs Branch detected and handled about 60 cases, 42 cases of posterior violation on control of about 18 cases, confiscation of exhibits with the 2 cases, and prosecution of 11 kilograms of firecrackers case, and transfer to the Bến Cầu District Police Investigation Agency to continue investigating with a total value of nearly 700 million Vietnam dong. In the last month of the year, the smuggling situation will be complicated because the COVID-19 pandemic has been controlled. The import-export, immigration, and transit activities will be restored. The Customs Department of the province continues to direct the units to deploy and implement well the direction and plans related to the fight against smuggling, commercial fraud, and counterfeit goods, illegally transporting of goods across the border. At the same time, focus on performing the key tasks such as proactively collecting and verifying information, methods, and tricks, transportation rules related to import and export shipments, in-transit and exit means of transport, transit and transportation traffic scenes, temporary import for re-export, and temporary export for re-import with the signs of violation of this promptly detect, arrest, and handle in accordance with the law. In addition, it is necessary to strengthen the inspection and control work at rules areas, key products, key items, prohibited items, goods of great value, high tax rates, etc. to inspect and supervise, closely monitor illegal and suspicious people entering and leaving the country in order to proactively prevent, detect, and arrest and promptly and effectively handle smuggling activities and other illegal crimes in the fields of customs.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for TTV News today. Thanks for joining with us and see you next time.